We got a big one on the Judge and JD show. We're going to talk the May 2nd bond election coming up for a possible new school, which was built in 1964, the year I was born. So you would be the new school if we...
Yeah.
I'm the old school now.
You're the OG. You're the OG.
The JD
This
OG.
I'm the current school. He'd be the new one.
My name is Jeff.
Well, man, we got a couple of principals extraordinaire coming in today. We got Chris Weirich and Dalen Kirchner. Two very busy guys. So somehow I was lucky enough to get them in here.
I'm going to feel right at home, except they're in our office now.
Yeah.
Usually I was in the principal's office, but we'll let them on in here.
See, they had paddles when they were getting out of the cars. That makes me a little nervous. Been there before, but
we're going to get it, for lack of a better term, straight from the horse's mouth, right?
About
the schools. They're every day they are just a part of our kids' lives.
Every day. Every single day, pretty much every one of our kids sees one of them. And they're all over the campus all the time, and they don't just sit in their offices. So everybody knows them, that sort of thing. And the other side of it is they're experts at what they do and very professional at it. And they know what we need and what we don't.
You bet.
And, I asked them to come over here and just give us a candid talk about what's going on and let the community, know a little more about the bond. And they haven't gotten here yet, but I hope they're coming.
They'll get here.
Yeah.
They're going to be tardy. Get a tardy slip.
Let's write them up. Let's write them up.
But we've got principal of the FHS High School, of course, Chris Weirich, and principal of the middle school, Dalen Kirchner, coming on.
Excellent, guys.
Now, we're going to give away a Battling Billy colored cap and a koozie. I'll go ahead and draw again.
Yeah. You've been picking some good ones.
If it's John Buck again, I'm going to have to question.
You're going to say what the buck?
How many bucks we got in here? Let's see here. Paul Poliquin.
Paul who?
Is that how you pronounce Paul's last name?
Yeah, that's my buddy Paul.
Paul.
He's one of our snowbirds, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he comes down, spends the summer at the bar, and then goes back up north.
Hey, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. I love it. Congratulations, Paul. Look what you got here, brother. Look at that. It's fancy.
Big one for Fredericksburg ISD. $160 million bond election is coming up in May. The plan includes a new high school and upgrades to Stonewall Elementary and Fredericksburg Primary. The district's been out in the community talking through it, so expect to keep hearing more about this. They are also close to naming a new superintendent. Interviews wrapped up last week, and decisions should be coming soon. Dr. Ann Dixon is still serving as interim. Around town, the new City Hall opens April 27th out on the East Campus on Highway 290. County leaders recently met to hand out hotel occupancy tax funds, a number of local groups making their case for a piece of those tourism dollars. On the business side, Ron Yates Winery opened a new tasting room near High this past weekend, another addition to the wine scene out there. At the high school, prom was this past weekend and went well, with students and family enjoying a great night. In sports, a couple of highlights. FHS softball's Riley McGuffey hit an inside the park home run to help lead the team. Let me read that again. In sports, a couple of highlights. FHS softball's Riley McGuffey hit an inside the park home run to help lead the team. And FHS boys soccer made a solid playoff run this season, picking up a couple of wins before falling to London. A strong finish and something to build on heading into next year. And finally, a couple of things to get involved in. St. Mary's Golf Tournament is April 18th, and Casa Uber Ales hosts their May 1st, both out at Lady Berg Johnson Golf Course, and support local causes. That's what's going on. I'm Madi, and here's your minute.
Well, JD, we got two of the busiest guys in Fredericksburg here today. I don't know how we pulled that off, but
it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah, it is the principle of the thing.
Let's just say that.
We've got two of our beloved principals here with us. We got an exciting time going on here in Fredericksburg. We're trying to pass a bond and build a high school, and improve some of our other facilities and that sort of thing. So I bugged these two guys and got them away from the schools, which is hard to do at times. So anyway, we've got Dalen Kirchner here, Chris Weirich, and I think I just wanted to share with the community. I think they did too, and you and I've been talking about it nonstop. We're super excited about this bond election. It's May 2nd, and we're going to try to build a new high school. It's a little overdue.
Well, I went through that high school, so that tells you how old it is.
So yeah,
I actually graduated from.
Yeah, so it's been around a while.
And I did graduate. And just so people know.
Wasn't that before Christ was born? That high school was born. I mean, I don't know how old you are, JD, but I think it was BC.
Or BC?
I think it was BC.
but seriously, it's been around a long time, and it needs some attention for
It
sure,
does.
right?
The other thing is, JD, as you graduated, I also graduated from Fredericksburg High School, and somehow they let me back.
And in charge.
Yeah, and the teacher who taught me is still there. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we just wanted to see if you guys could come in and visit with us a little bit.
The community wants to know facts.
Wants to know facts.
And they've been touring the facility, which is great.
Well,
Yes.
it's something that's easy to talk about because it's our future generation. It's our kiddos. It's one of the easiest things we could ever talk about because it's just the way that we're going to influence them through being able to build them a new school. Because I know we'll talk about that some probably, but I've gotten to see it firsthand, and it's been more impressive to me than I ever thought it would be, getting to experience the middle school and so forth. So yeah, this is an easy subject to talk about because we know it's the best thing for kids.
Yes.
You talked about, just the benefit. For me, it's also the benefit, the spillover that goes into the community. I mean, if you have high quality education, how does that benefit a community?
Correct.
And I think that's also important. Things that you shared that you've seen are the improvements
Right.
from your campus and how that can spill over to the interest, the passion of education.
What are some examples of what Chris is talking about, Dalen?
Well,
I mean, because it makes a huge difference. doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's easier for me to convince every kid to go to A&M instead of Texas, because they buy into, that I kind of know what I'm talking about, and so that's been a thing. I don't mean to get off base here, but I have to share this. So, Texas University and A&M, they
Texas University, not University.
TU. Yeah, there's only two schools in Texas, right? Sunday School and Texas A&M University.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So not to get off too much, but one of the things that I always do now, and I get to do it again because A&M and TU are playing each other again, is play the Aggie War Hymn, and the kids absolutely they go bonkers on that, and of course the other staff has to follow up with, the Texas, the eyes of Texas,
The eyes of Texas, of course.
So we have fun with that. But that may sound kind of silly that I even bring that up and how it affects and all that stuff. But that little thing, you won't believe, with old equipment and old rooms and old everything, even something as simple as that, to play the Aggie War Hymn or to play the Texas song or whatever, and do things like that is like an act of Congress. And I know Chris can tell me that just because of all the structures and people can't hear it and all that. And now we don't have to worry about it. And everything we do is much easier and exciting. So that's kind of probably an oddball example.
No, that's a good example.
But that's one example that something as simple as that. It's not just the big stuff.
Right.
Well, you're integrating
Makes it
old
different.
technology with new technology. I mean, if you look at when the high school, and we talked about the high school, main building was built, 1964. We've had some people come in the tours that graduated the first class, 1965. And, we still have that same structure. So the infrastructure things, but that time was state of the art. And I'm sure as that class came in, just the interest and the highlight and just the passion for education, hey, we have a facility that is meeting our needs. Well, things have changed. Laws have changed.
Yes.
And so technology has changed. We aren't just trying to educate our children for today, it's also for tomorrow. And there's careers and other things that we don't even know about yet that we're still trying to play in. And how do you have a space available that can allow those to come in?
Like you're talking about there, Chris took us on a tour on Sunday. Very effective. I had a great crowd there. But one of the things that I hadn't even just thought about, but like you walked us into the welding shop and you said kind of I don't know if it's new rules, but newer than when we were there. Like if a teacher's teaching something, all the kids have to be in, together. And like one kid can't be over there welding over here. And the buildings we built in that particular building we built in 1975 is not particularly conducive to that. Right. Am I getting that right?
Right. I mean, you start looking at the CTE programs, so our career technology.
90% of our kids are in CTE.
Majority. I need to get that number. I mean, it is every student is impacted and touched with our CTE programs, and we offer a lot. And that's sometimes our Achilles heel because we offer so many amazing programs, and they are very strong. This community backs and supports kids being very successful. I mean, any class that we talk about there is awesome, but also the technology. You talk about the space. Safety is important, so hence the vent hoods, but then also, I now take my students over to this class where the equipment is, but then we're utilizing all electrical, so this type of equipment needs to pull this much energy. We talked about the engineering class, world-renowned engineering program we have.
It's unbelievable.
Going out white sands with their rocket and everything else that they do. It's, where's their space? And you see the engineerings, and they're writing every space up against the wall that they can find a mathematically problem and solve things.
I know we're here to talk about the bond, but I have to talk about the walking the halls with you yesterday or Sunday, like we talked about, the rocket program. I mean, and then this morning I was reading about how Amazon is buying out one of these satellite companies, another space company, to try to compete with Elon Musk. I mean, we're teaching students to go work for these companies to put people in space.
And they do.
Am I wrong about that?
You're wrong, and they do. I mean, you talk about any program.
Brett put that together, and it's unbelievable.
You're right. Our engineering program, I mean, we have students go, and I mean, the Mars rover, you have the first female nuclear submarine pilot.
Yeah.
It came from the program.
That's incredible.
I mean, we have students go to Harvard, and they're saying, we know what you guys do, so therefore we need you to spearhead our program here too and help us. We have so many good things. You look at the ag program and what they're able to do, but also the space that they're working with and the many opportunities. You talked about the welding and ag mech, our floral design and horticulture, kind of the space that they have to operate in, our health science program, and the great, my daughter last year, it was certified nationally EMT. And so she can already have opportunities to jump into the career field to move forward.
But I think
culinary, that was a big highlight.
Big thing.
They're utilizing, back in our day, a home ec classround. And so that equipment is
back in our day, not back.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I can hit here. You're right.
Y'all say.
Sorry.
I'm getting the gray in too, so I feel like I'm leaning over here. So.
Love it.
But you're talking about the great things that are happening in the program, and they are. But I can tell you, I've seen it firsthand that when you bring up culinary and you bring up wood shop, and I've had those teachers to our campus, to the new campus. And so you combine good things are happening, but what if? What if?
Right.
What if they have what we have now? And I'm telling you, those high school teachers have seen it, and they're like, oh, my goodness, this would be amazing.
Our building trades, our culinary, everyone's talked about, hey, if we had this space, the opportunities, and I mean, we have community partnerships, amazing things. You can ask for a better community that's invested in kids.
That's it.
And as they leave, they're leaving with certifications and opportunities, jobs, already because the local businesses are investing in them. We have the amazing, we started this year, incubator that is now partnered with Main Street. And now we have this, marriage there. So it's like the opportunities, think about what can we do now with the space that can inspire, motivate. Talk about, the four walls don't make a home. The people do. We have the people. But when we walk into certain spaces, think about church and everything. There's a demeanor. There's things that when we walk into sacred spaces, and I'm going to say those four walls in education classroom are
doesn't
sacred.
get more sacred. I mean, maybe a church, but you know what I mean. But it's important.
We replicate what we would hope in the home, and we want to better our homes, better our communities, and what a great space to be able to do it. And how can we, inspire our students?
And Chris, we have a lot of
community?
students that the school is their home.
Yes,
That's a good
that
point.
is-
That we
I
do.
would say right now, I would say the majority.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the majority kids.
Well, it's like
Maybe a
work,
little
right?
bit
You spend more
socioeconomic.
time with your coworkers than you do your family a lot of times.
and we
Same
tell
thing,
our-
kids spend more time with you guys than they do.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. We tell our
And-
staff that too. I mean, we see more of each other than we do our own spouses, and
Right.
kids, and everything else, which is fine. But I tell you, it's a lot of time together, and you bring up a great point that these kids, that's their home in many cases.
Yes,
which we're
yes.
happy to make it that way, and that's why we do what we do.
Guys, before I forget it, Chris, I do want to say something about Sunday. Sunday afternoon, Chris, Lori, Jill, Michael, these are regular folks just like me and you. And they're out there on a Sunday afternoon promoting their community. And they did a hell of a job doing it. So I'm not just thinking, my point being, these guys are passionate. The community's passionate about this. And anyway, sorry.
No, you're good, and we want the community to see that. It's the outside. The facade looks great. I mean,
That is not
infrastructure
your
looks
job
strong,
to guide us through the school on a Sunday.
but I don't mind. It doesn't have to be a Sunday. It can be any time, and that's open invitation for our community members.
And that is FISD.
And
Yes.
change is inevitable, right?
Yes.
Look how Fredericksburg has changed through the years.
Yes.
With all the wineries and things now, but AI is in our future.
In our
That's a
future.
whole new ball game right there.
Yes.
So I mean, changes are coming,
Yep.
and we need to be ready for it.
Well, and you
right?
talk,
The
That's a great
community needs
point.
to be ready for change.
That's right. You talk about change. It's funny here when you say that, because my father started out in the small community schoolhouses around here. He started out in first grade in one of them, and it ended up going to when they opened up the old middle school as a high school and middle school. So and elementary, it was all
Right.
kind of there. Transitions over there, graduates from there. But as he saw me in my position here, and I was over at the old middle school, every time he would come in, it would be, when are y'all going to get a new school? And I'm talking, this is as square-headed German as you can get. And he was like, when are y'all going to get a new school? You need a new school. So sadly enough, he passed right before we opened it last year, and he didn't get to see the new school. I would have loved to have shown it to him, but it's things like that change. But then those that had such a good experience growing up in Fredericksburg, they're good with that. Let's roll with it. And that was him. Let's roll with it, because you see that it's affecting young people and change is inevitable. Why not make it nice?
Why not make it nice? You know? So we're going around sharing with the community, and we're super excited about it. Can't wait. That kind of thing. When I drive by the middle school, maybe I'm a little biased because I'm on the school board, but it's breathtaking to me. I mean, it's beautiful. And I know what went into putting that thing together. I just think that if we could kind of focus on something, what nuts and bolts? I mean, what are we looking at? Dalen, maybe you could start, but Chris, what are you expecting, Dalen? What did you see? Old middle school versus new facilities. You know, what are you seeing? Can y'all kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I'd be happy to start. You know, we wanted the new facility so bad. We know we needed the new facility so bad. And one of the reasons was safety. That was one of the big reasons. And so as I saw it on the schematics and on paper, and then I got to see it live, it blew me away. But then we noticed, as we would in any house, if anybody's ever built a house, you're going to have little things that you got to come back on. You got to kind of,
Of course.
And we've had those, but nothing over the top, to where it's been a bad experience or anything. It's been one of the coolest experiences of my life, because I get to see the faces of the staff and the students in the community. And so much so, when we had our academic UIL, we hosted. We get to host now too.
Yeah,
that's what's neat.
yes.
We hosted basketball tournaments
And want to host.
and we hosted academic UIL. And so when when academic UIL came in a few weeks ago from our district, and there's all the coaches, staff from other schools, and all the kids. you should have heard the comments. Why isn't our school like this? Why isn't our school like this? Our gym is awesome, or whatever, And so, huge impact that it's had. And so,
and how many interruptions to classroom instruction did you have hosting those things?
Yeah,
exactly. So compared to Fredericksburg High School, that was like the middle school. You have all these separate buildings, and so now we're asking students to travel from building to building. Expectations: we want to be efficient to the best we can. We want to make sure that they're learning, but the efficiency sometimes not there. And so when you start looking at what can we do when we host, like I said, when we do, and it's limited because of our space, there's interruptions. He brought up the biggest point: safety and security, and that is always the top. We have to ensure our kids are in a safe learning environment where they can be inspired, that they're valued, that they're seen, that they're respected, and can learn how to learn. And we're preparing them for everything after high school. And also currently now.
In our new school, we got a perfect score from TEA on safety this year.
It's a new school. It makes it easy. Which I can tell you at the board level is very difficult to get. That leads on another kind of quick question. How many doors do you manage?
Doors or exterior, interior? It's
exterior. So for safety purposes,
over 130. So 133.
Whoa!
And so with it, we like I said, we have a lot, and I have to ensure that they are locked and secured every single day.
Yeah. And how many do you have
now?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't have not 133.
It's not 133.
And that's just exterior. That's not the interior.
A lot.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot there. I'm just saying.
No, a lot less, but not only with a lot less, we have the new and the best, the handles and the way that they do everything. And some of his doors, I know he had the same doors, some of the same doors I had at middle school, and it's up to speed.
Doors are a big deal. Point being, that's why I asked. Yeah. Doors are a big deal. There's a lot of security issue. With the security, that's what keeps coming. It's just a reoccurring thing that comes up is the doors. And, under one roof is what we're after.
Correct.
At the high school.
So we want the campus to be connected. Because now you're putting kids in the elements. We also recognize the benefit of an outdoor space. That is important. A little sunshine is important. So within it, just like the middle school, there's outdoor space provided. So if a teacher still wants to go outside, they can. We have to have, because of safety and laws and changes, egress. And so why do we have so many? Because we have all these separate buildings and all these little hallways.
Separate buildings is the issue.
So with it is. And so I think the importance, what Dalen's been able to experience, he can focus on instruction and still ensure the safety while it's taking the time. Now I'm going to say this, and it's how much time does it take me to check every exterior door and then have to check every interior door and exterior gates every week and report that to the state, minimally one time a week. And so in the data we have to. So that takes time away from things that we can be doing, which is safety is important. We need to ensure, but it takes a little bit more time than maybe a secured campus that has the necessary exits that meet fire codes, but not all these separate buildings or a lot of.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. It makes time management.
What it makes is common sense.
There you go.
So can I play devil's advocate here?
Sure.
So what happens if this doesn't pass?
It's going to pass.
I'm just saying. I just want the repercussions of what happens if it doesn't pass. So let the voters hear that.
We'd be kicking the can down the road and continue to spend money on buildings that we don't need to spend money on. That's what
I'll tell you. Billy Pride, the word pride, Billy Pride, a lot harder.
These guys put together something in particular. I think Chris, it was your baby, but it's called Profile of the Billy. I put it on Jack's desk every morning. I don't know if he reads it or not, but I'm like, you're a Billy, bro.
You're a Billy. You better read it. Take some pride.
But being a Billy, we have high expectations, and how can we have high expectations for these kids in our community if we can't give them a good place to learn?
Yeah. High expectations require higher facilities.
Well, like you said, where's that money coming from?
Exactly. That was my next question is how is it affecting people? Because I'm sure they're going to want to know how that affects them.
Okay, so if that bond doesn't pass, the concerns we have in the infrastructure, we talked about the lines that are collapsing. It's the original lines. So right now, either you are boring all the way through underneath that main building, or cutting the concrete and going through the classrooms to fix some of these issues. Well, that's a major cost.
Well, and we have a lot of kids that stay in the community, right? They stay in the community, which is great, but we want them to have something to hold on to. And we want them to be our welders and our plumbers and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. And the better facilities we can have, the better training they're going to get, the more certifications we're going to be able to pump out. And that absolutely affects the community 100%.
And isn't there more in the bond than just the building, like transportation? And I'll let y'all elaborate on this. Transportation. I mean, so there'll be other things the money will be spent on as well. Is that correct?
Every campus is impacted. And so that's where it's not just high school. High school is a big major part. But every campus gets to benefit from it. And there's big major projects. So, for example, like HVAC units. HVAC for campuses are expensive. We know things wear out, they go out, and they do need to be replaced at some time. So instead of jumping in from the maintenance and operation budget, we can say we can keep that for maintenance and operation towards the staff, towards the things that are needed. And not having to tap into that.
Well, and I want to go back a little bit just to what would it be if it doesn't pass? I'm going to share some numbers here. I want to share some numbers.
That's what I'm talking
Get
about.
that phone out. Share some numbers, baby.
All right.
Better watch out for Dalen and his stats.
All right. So, should have brought my glasses. So
Here, you want to borrow mine? They're they're
readers.
They're readers. Here, Judge, hand it to them. Hand it to them.
See if they work for Dalen.
They're pretty strong.
I haven't gotten there yet. So.
That's better. That's better.
Now, wait, but now you got to look at the camera and say, "That's so pretty."
Hey, okay, so this is first semester statistics from the new school. Okay. I broke it down from, and this is something that I shared at the school board meeting, but I know not everybody can make it, and some of it was written in the paper. I know not everybody can write or read the paper, but I wanted to share this. So first semester of this new school, we had 30 fewer ISS, which is our disciplinary on-campus placements. We had 87 fewer discipline referrals. We had 0.73% an increase in attendance, which may not sound like a lot, but when it comes to dollars per day, that's quite substantial.
Yeah.
We've had student increase this year, and this is 1,889 fewer nurse visits.
Can you explain that? I can't.
They want to be in school. That's how you explain it. They want to be there. They're actually enjoying the fact that they're there.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Producer over there.
You saved me. No, well, because my theory is this is a theory, but my theory is that the buildings we were so spread out, kind of like the high schools. You're so spread out that we were all in middle school once. Man, I need a break. I got to go to the nurse. That may be a 15-minute break. I'm taking it. Can I go to the nurse? Now it's a 1-minute break. They don't get much fun out of that because we're so much more organized within that. That's what I would answer on. That's my philosophy.
That's why
one of them.
I bugged these guys to come in and share with us. I mean, these are the ones doing it, and day to day, it's not just me behind the dais, doing my thing. These guys are on boots on the ground doing it. Another thing go ahead, Chris.
No, I was going to say you brought a profile of a Billy graduate, and that is something that the community. It wasn't just something that we created. It is what as a community do we care. So as we look at the product of our students. When they walk that stage, what do we hope that they leave with, and what attributes, those core beliefs? And I think that is very important as we give them experiences. And Dan was talking about the pride. I mean, part of that is, pride and being proud of being about the Billy. Many times we talk about, painting the town red and bringing a community together. And I think that's something special about education. It can bring a community together, and that's why we want, a community to wrap that up, of saying, hey. We care about, we're invested in the kids, and we want to give them a bright future that's going to benefit our community.
Yeah, I agree. Another question I had for y'all, I got to spend a little time with Michael Gonzalez, our operations director. Michael also happens to have gone through the best class that ever went through FISD. Class of 1997. but
Judge, is that your graduating class?
It might be.
There are some concerns that from my class we have from that class.
I heard 92 was the best class.
97 were some things for us. So.
We did kind of. Nobody goes to the zoo anymore. But that's a different show.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, But what do we? So just to kind of give you, and you guys could probably explain it better, but we have 2 buckets of money we use at the school. One is called INS. One's called M&O. We use M&O to pay everybody, pay the teachers, pay these guys, pay improvements to the buildings, that sort of thing. INS, that money comes from the community, and then it's basically like borrowing money from a bank. That's what a bond is. But I asked Michael, shouldn't our M&O costs go down at the high school? Like when we get a new high school, like they did at the middle school, right? It's like getting a new pickup, right? You get a new pickup, you're not going to have to work on it for a minute, and so our M&O costs are going to go down. And the INS side, the money we're borrowing, the community's letting us borrow, that stays right here. It's not a part of what goes to Austin. So anyway, if y'all could share a little more on
Well, I think it's so just like Dalen brought up earlier, building a house. I mean, there are new standards and codes that energy efficiency, and so that is also one. You look at the safety component. So now the resources that you're able to utilize is up to code, and we're allowing students to have availability to all those resources. Yes. And I think what you're bringing, there is a cost savings because now, even though our buildings are all separated, there's a cost for janitors, our crew that works so hard and amazing to go through as well. So there's more we can talk, but for me, it's like when you build a new home, there are new standards when it comes to energy and efficiency.
Yeah,
the same thing within a school, compare the 60s to today.
Exactly,
it's different.
And we're not replacing $1 million HVAC units, and we're not replacing $1 million roofs, and we're not,
the
$15,000 doors and $40,000 this and $50,000 that. We're not going to be doing those.
The
things.
hours we spent in the old middle school between the staff having to do it and the product itself was wow.
And
that's what Michael shared with you
anymore. With the maintenance people of having to upkeep.
Right.
I mean, the repair of when lines break, they are going through, so that's a cost for them as well as supplies.
Yeah, Michael was telling me like to fix some of the things we talked about on Sunday, which involved clay pipe, cast iron pipe, all this for your for sewage and stuff. He said we're gonna have to bore 130 feet or something underneath the high school.
Oh man!
In order to fix this plumbing. I mean, if you're in the middle of it, which I wouldn't have been if I wasn't on a board, but having kids in the system, being on a board. You just see it. It's just plain old. I went to last night. I went to a candidate forum, and Dan Kemp presented for the school district as part of the committee that helped with the bond, that sort of thing. And he talked about some of the same things. By putting in a new school, it's just we're gonna have less M&O costs. But he also talked about. He's been volunteering at this incubator program and then helping with the bond. And he's just in the school more, physically in the school, not just driving by or supporting it the way that security
he's on the inside.
They've always supported us in incredible ways. He has too, but he's there day to day. And he's like, little things, I walk out of the classroom, go to the bathroom, there's no urinals. Walk over there's no toilets. There's no bathroom. Those sort of things. And that's not education. That's not who we are. That's not the profilability, in my opinion. We got something here to be proud of, and that's our kids.
Profile of Fredericksburg.
Profile of Fredericksburg. Love it. Anyway, that's my kind of 2 cents on it.
That's awesome.
It's all over town. If anybody has any questions, grab me, grab one of these guys, grab a board member. Our interim superintendent, Dr. Dixon's great.
And I want to say too, if anybody wants to come look, just come up.
Wide open.
I mean,
wide open.
Come up because I would love.
I go to the office first and check in.
Yeah, you got to check in.
I was like, guys, y'all did talk about security issues. You're not going to invite people.
Don't
check in at the office.
Don't try to just pick one of our 133 doors. There's an office right up front.
You just told them how many doors they have the options to right now.
Got to get through the gate first, and then
Well, these guys love. If you're a parent in the community, these guys love your children. They really do. There's no way that these guys would be doing what they're doing with the effort and the passion they're doing it if they didn't love your children. And that's what all we're after. We want to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money, and we want to take care of our kids.
The kids.
I mean, it's that
about our
simple.
future.
It's about our future.
That's right.
You bet.
And it's about their future, you know. I won't keep you all here all day, but CCMR is a big buzz acronym we use now, and
College Career Military Readiness.
and we're also hiring a new superintendent and sitting through those interviews and so forth. I mean, that's such a huge thing. And when you ask questions like, what's your focus on on our CTE programs, and most of them answered, what does the community need? What does the workforce need? I mean, so we're after getting these kids to go to college, go into the military, or go to work. We're ready for it, and we need the facilities to do it.
Right, badly.
Yes.
So absolutely, because one thing you can say about our kids, when we have substitutes come in, or we have people that move here new and staff and everything else, they see our kids, and man, we have some great little seeds out there. All we got to do is water them.
That's it.
And give them what they need. And do that, and I know, like I said, you don't want to keep us here all day, but I do have to share. Speaking of staff, getting new employment into a new school is so much easier. Everybody wants to work there, which is good, right? That's good for the community, but it's also good to know that we're getting top-notch people we're getting to select top-notch people to come in.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good point. Good point. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, is there anything else y'all want to chat about? I know
y'all
got to get back to
A&M
it.
football, fishing.
Okay, we're not around that.
A&M got a new chancellor yesterday. They hired from within, and
I just kind of keep up with sports.
that's
Right,
sports
me
are
too.
way more important than the politics, for sure.
Going back to what you said, you couldn't ask for a group of kids, parents, community, and this is an opportunity that as parents are able to be educated of the needs, what's out there, they can go exercise that right to vote. And we want people to exercise that right. We ask our kids to be innovative, to gain knowledge, because when there's wisdom, you can go make a good decision. And we want them to make the best decisions. And so not just flying blind. And that's why, as what Dalen said, we're open, we're welcome to answer any questions. We want to make sure that we're partnering with our community, not standalone. That this will be a blessing not only to them, their kids, the future, because the spillover, the effects of education and how it benefits communities, I think is very important. And so, as we said, we love the kids, we love this place, and we want to make sure that we are given the best opportunities for them.
Great point. School and community go hand in hand. They're one.
They're one. I mean, the school district is a very, very core part of this community.
Think about the times you drive through a town in Texas, a small town in Texas, and you see a big old. Granted, a lot of our monies might be going there, but that's whatever, but you see the big school. My point.
Go to Seminole, Texas. And look
that's right, and it makes it kind of gives the flavor of the entire town.
You drive through Seminole, Texas, up by La Mesa and all that, on the way to Hobbs, New Mexico.
Right.
And there's nothing. And then all of a sudden, this big, beautiful gym in the middle of nowhere. And you're right. It is a core part of it.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, but thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all for coming in.
very much.
JD and Judge, thank y'all so much.
No, we appreciate it a lot.
Fun.
Most importantly, thank you for what you're doing with our kiddos.
Yeah. Well,
Amen.
It's
means a lot.
It's easy. It's
thank you
passion.
guys, and come back and see us.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Chris.
And, Judge, I'm going to shake your hand. No.
Judge, JD, Judge, Dalen.
Wow, those gentlemen shed a lot of light on
and that's what I asked them, just come share with us, and they did. And a candid way to get it out to the community, let them know what we're up to, and I also appreciate the community. Last night I went to a candidate forum. Dan Kemp got up and spoke for us with Security State Bank and talked a little bit about the bond before the forum. And the community just seems riled up about this. I mean, there applause and people standing up and
a lot of excitement.
A lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and we're excited about that.
I love it. And what a great show today. We want to thank Principal Chris Weirich and Principal Dalen Kirchner for joining us on the show today. And make sure you like, subscribe, and get notified. I got a lot of bachelorettes watching our show out there now. Every time I do a tour, man, I'm plugging the show, brother.
Get them out there on a wine tour out on 290 and tell them about the show a little bit.
You betcha. So hopefully
we still got to do a show on the bus. I've been wanting to do that.
You got to see the bus Saturday.
I did. It's cool as it can be, and I'm ready to get on there.
We'll take a road trip sometime soon. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good one. Adios.